I'm going to wait a few minutes for a good, strong 5x5. Let's go. As you can see, we're not in the SFMF studio. We're on the road. Also by my coffee. I don't have my coffee cup with me, but you know I got some coffee. So, SFMF Live, Sunday night. Good evening. Welcome. If you haven't spent time with God today, make sure you do. We've been on the road, so ours is going to be later. And let's go. It's we are on Wednesday, so it hasn't been that long. Excuse me. Watching the membership channel part of it, or the membership part of our channel. Don't forget, you have until midnight. What day? Tonight. Midnight tonight. Members, go check out the community page, check out the post, see what you got to do for the merch. All right. The other remote, we're set. 5x5, still waiting. I can't see the comments yet, so whoever's here, good evening and welcome. Lima Charlie. All right, that's all we need. 5x5. We're getting set. Let me know what you're drinking. Let me know where you're calling from, where you're tuning in from. We're on the road. You know, we make it happen wherever we go. So here we are, still making it happen. Producers here. And she's trying to make it happen. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it does look a little. Right there, it says live stream now with live chat. Oh, but there is no live chat. We don't see the live chat. Oh, no. Okay, even better. Is there a way to go back to the tools on that? Do what you just did, but go to the tools? Yeah. She's going to make it happen. No, the tool. Oh, so close. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's Kimi Cocoa Puffs. It might have to be that size. That's fine. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're on the road, traveling. We're going to watch a drill competition tomorrow. We'll let you know how that goes once we get after it, once we watch it.
Tell Kimi yes.
We're from the U.S. Ravish. Hello, Sergeant Cece and Annie Banani. Look at Menachem. What about the rest of us, Menachem? Kimi, do you need us to type in all caps? Funny. And yes, that would be great. The comments are a little smaller right now.
It's a little TV.
It's a little TV. David and Jared, Menachem said, who's going to push-ups? I want Heavy J. That's what I'm talking about. What time is it? Do I have the current time? Isn't all caps considered yelling? Yell, Jared. That's how you got to do it in case you're yelling at someone. Look at SCP Foundation is new. Welcome to the channel. You are on SFMF Live. What does SFMF stand for? Well, Simplify, my friend. Yes. Looking at all of you. Yes. Look at you didn't do it. All right, Menachem, I got you. I should have known you said hello to all of us first before we got started. You should stream the competition. You did move the camera directly in front of the chat.
That's why I asked. Can you still see?
Well, I can now.
What's the point of moving the camera?
Okay, who's paused right now? Are all of you paused? Am I paused? Hi, Menachem. Appreciate it. I think we'll try, Carl. If you're all still there, if you can still hear me. I don't want to just stop and stare at the camera. Unable to connect to chat. Hi. On the road again. Is it still going?
Yes.
Look on there.
It's fine.
Oh, is it fine on there?
It's says still normal stream across, guys.
Oh, okay. So I thought we were, oh, we just can't get it on the monitor. All right. Sometimes the producer communicates me just a little different with hand signals. And I seem to be number one quite often, if you know what I mean. Good point, though, Carl. Live stream the whole thing. We've been to this one before. Pretty loud.
But I think the signal's terrible.
The signal's bad. It's in a gigantic building. Yeah, a convention center. But we'll give it a shot. We'll definitely take some photos. I think we did a short from it. And we'll see. Absolutely. It'd be great though. Really excited about it. Love drill. Absolutely love drill. Done a couple shorts on drill. Remember the one? I don't know if I did the one where I asked, is it still necessary? Right? Being a fan of drill, of course, I think it is, but it's so much more than just drill. Okay, I can't see comments, just FYI. Well, so you can help me out. Oh, she did find him. She hooked it back up. All right, she's the best. Oh, there's that hand signal again. I am number one. Alex, hello from Romania. English. So, drill. Is it important? I'm pretty sure I did a short on it, or I talked about it in a live, but yes, I think it's 100% important, and it's the foundation of discipline. Instant willing obedience to orders. 100%. That sets the stage for all of the training. Enemies, what's up, guys? Got another phone to read the comments off of. And we were going to, but she got it hooked up on the monitor because that's the kind of producer she is. Uh-oh, Malcolm. I see you. You better say she's the best. You know she's the best, Slick Cookie. Yes. She's number one in my book, too. Rogan ain't gone? Yes. It helps you function as a unit. All right, thanks, David. Put me back on track. So drill. It's the basis of all training. It's like the foundation of a house. You can't build a house on sand or mud or silt, something like that. You have to have a strong foundation, and that's where drill comes from. In boot camp, as long as I can remember, they keep trying to take out, they try to shorten boot camp. And the first place the officers look, or the board looks, is drill. Take hours off of drill, because really, how important is drill? It's the wrong mindset. I don't think it's an officer enlisted thing, but it definitely is a 100% enlisted thing. Who does all the parades? All the enlisted Marines. Who sets it up? Who's the one Marine in charge is, of course, the first sergeant or the sergeant major, and everyone else that can drill. And it's the instant willing obedience to order part that makes the foundation of everything you know within leadership. So stop. Those you on those boards that are trying to shorten boot camp, take the hours away from somewhere else, not drill. Sunday afternoon is the best time for drill. Remember those Sunday afternoons, late nights into the evening? As a recruit, yeah, you didn't absolutely love it. But the biggest inspection in boot camp is final drill. Yeah, the battalion commander's uniform inspection is important. It's attention to detail with your rifle. But does the battalion commander actually look at each and every recruit up and down? No, I know that the senior drill instructors, I get it. I get the idea of an inspection, and that's very important too. Classes shouldn't take any time away from that. Actually, we should add some more classes, some basic combat classes, a little more to that. But by all means, never take out drill from boot camp. Shorten it, needs to be at least 2 weeks longer. That's what I'm saying, David Brown. I did do a short on that. Should boot camp be shorter or longer? it should definitely be longer before it should be shorter. And that's the thing to add in. More combat-related training, longer field training. Second phase should be a little bit longer. Combat ops, work on combat ops, PCCs and PCIs. Don't get stressed enough in boot camp, pre-combat checks, pre-combat inspections. Things like that is also the attention to detail part of combat operations. So don't take it out. Menachem, you are special. Hello. Electrical engineering. We can give it a shot. If I can't answer it, someone on here can. Not electrical engineer. I think boot should be longer with more MCT type training, or combine boot and MCT together. That's been talked about, Jared. Great point. I'm not positive how I feel about that yet, only because I think you just got to focus more on just Marine combat training when you're at MCT. I like that portion of MCT, that it's okay, you got the basics over with, you know how to wear your uniform, ceremonies, you know all the basic Marine stuff. Now you get the basic combat Marine stuff. I think if they combined it, boot camp may be too long, but more chances for people to get washed out. But they've entertained that before, combining MCT with boot camp. The other reason is, should infantry recruits have to spend that much time on MCT stuff when they're going to SOI? So that's a little bit different. I think they'd have to change SOI a little bit if they added MCT to boot camp. Just thoughts on it, but I agree. Again, definitely should be longer before they take anything away from it. OG, RFTD should be 4 weeks, not 2 weeks. I concur. Wouldn't that be like OSUT in the Army? I don't know what that is. Cave Diver, let us all know. Doc Holiday, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Military knowledge and creating a community to learn and grow. Matthew Ashman, what's happening, buddy? Good evening, Jordan. SFMF, I've been praying for you every day. Love you guys. Thank you for always motivating me to be a better person. Jordan, appreciate you, brother. That's why we're here. That's what this whole community is for. And yes, we love it too. Right, Jared? The Army does OSUT. Every Marine is a rifleman. I never got MCT. So, in fact, David, a lot of us didn't even go to MCT. It's new. So, again, combining it would be something a little different. All right, how about this? How about the new CNO, Chief of Naval Operations? Did you all see that? Old one was fired, right? There's a new one now. What do you think of that? That was, I don't know about unexpected. Is that part of the DEI? Is that part of the DEI or no? And is it, again, the right person for the right job? The most qualified person for the job, right? We talk about that on the channel often. It's not, you don't need a certain type of person. You don't need a certain gender, race. Make sure, remember we talked about the stats that they take. Oh, we have so many female in this position, we need more. No, we need the right person for the right job. That's what they just did, the chief of naval operations. Interesting. Let me know what you think. Yeah, that's one way to put it, OG. But again, right person for the right job. Not so sure about the firing. I heard she was pretty good, says Menachem. Do Marines like Trump, or do they want Biden back? Good question, Doc. I think they same thing. They want the best person for the job. Whatever's going to make America great is who they want. Thanks, Heavy J. 15 minutes in. What are you talking about? So Squid Game. That's all kinds of stuff. Squid Game. Glad you're here. Hang out and let us know what you think. Double tap, everyone. Double tap. We're so close to 100 likes on Wednesday. So let's get after it and double tap that screen. Jared, I agree. I can tell one thing: there were no WMs or women Marine that went through MCT when I was in. Again, MCT came after me, but I think it's important. That's basic stuff. Yes, don't step on the grass. That's common sense. That's why I like that about the sergeant major rank. That's what sergeant majors do. Get off my grass. Well, yeah. Why do you got to be told? Everyone should say it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Schmuck can tell you what you're talking about. Anywhere. All right. What time do Marines wake up for boot camp? All right. That's a good question. Is it 5:30? Shoot, I don't even remember now. Who's been in the soonest? Where is USMC Cece might be on the road. What time is Reveille? Is it 5:30? I don't know why that rings a bell. So not that early, not crazy early, and you get used to it. Of course, a bunch of civilians coming off the street in boot camp for the first time, teenagers who's been sleeping in till noon every day. Yes, it could seem early, but you get in a rhythm very, very soon that you already know what's happening. And you bust your butt all day long because I think TAPS is 21:30. Somebody help me out on the Reveille and TAPS and Reveille times. But you do get in a routine. You're up and moving all day long. You go right to sleep as soon as lights are out. After the drone sector is done messing with everybody, but you go right to sleep. And waking up in the morning is, like Hot Rod said it, there you go, 0 dark 30. That's what time Reveille is. Marcus Jones, good to see you. Good evening, Sergeant Major, and the production team. Good evening, Marcus Jones. Good to see you. The production team says hello. Still doing morning runs, every day. Logan, we don't stop that every day. If you can run, you have the opportunity, if you're physically able to, run every day, run every day. I'm kind of a bigger guy, but I love to run 100%. I'm not the fastest, definitely not the slowest, but I can run forever like Forrest Gump. I just feel like running. It does something to your entire body. You get a full body workout, of course. It builds your lungs, your endurance, keeps your weight right where you want it, but it just does something mentally as well. That runner's high, I think we talked about that at one point. Never heard of it, I never experienced it, hear about it, and I always think to myself, man, that sounds cool. I wish I could hit it one time. And it wasn't until I had run a couple of marathons, still never did it, but it was in a marathon when I got that runner's high. And I'm telling you, I just felt like running. Felt no pain, right? My breathing was a rhythm, and I usually tie it to a song or a cadence that just keeps me going. It's like I didn't feel any pain in my body whatsoever. Felt like I could have ran like Forrest Gump, just never stopped. John McJunkin, good to see you, brother. And welcome. Are you with the crew tonight? And how are you feeling, more importantly? Best person is the right person for any job, says John. Concur. The best doctor is the person who studied the most and worked the hardest to be a doctor, not who looks good in a white lab coat. Amen, John McJunkin. And I feel the same way. I think a lot of us do for every single position, every branch of service, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, down to every single position and the Chief of Naval Operations, right? The President of the United States. It should be the most qualified person. Merit is how the current administration is calling it. Hiring people out of merit, not their religious beliefs, their background, their color, creed, race. None of that matters. All right. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. I like that as well. That is the 7 P's or 8 P's. You can add 1 or 2 P in there if you like, but proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I like it.
Avoid the P's.
Avoid the P's?
The plosives.
Oh, okay. Man, so
Bendy Lord Gaming has a
yes.
question.
Who does?
Bendy Lord Gaming.
Let's hear it.
He wrote it like 3 times already.
I know. Say, please.
What's your opinion about Marsoc/Marine?
That's one I just saw. I swear, I was just getting ready to read it till I started the P's and the B's. What is my thought on MARSOC or snipers? Marine Raiders. MARSOC was building up as I was getting out. Raiders are from way back. They brought it back. I think that's great. MARSOC as well. That's our special operations. Snipers, we know they recently did away with that, but recon, all of the Marine special operations, MARSOC now. I think it's awesome. Again, it was running full fledged like shortly after I got out, so I kind of missed it while I was active duty. But watching it now from the outside looking in, I think they worked out the kinks to where it is the special forces of the Marines, already kind of special forces to start out with, but then to have that elite group with the training, the funding to do the training that they need to be that special operations capable. That's what the SOC stands for in MARSOC. So I think it's necessary, and I think it's great for the Corps. And they have been using them correctly. The Marine Corps, the United States has been using them correctly as well. So all about it. The non-infantry that want to be MARSOC, they also have, you can be a MARSOC. It's not just infantry. So if you're a communicator, corpsman, you can be a part of MARSOC as well. So 100% support going for it and becoming MARSOC, get part of the MARSOC unit. I think it's good. A roundabout way to say I concur with it. And I commend everybody that does get in MARSOC and does stick with MARSOC and continues to fight, close with, and destroy the enemy. All right. Big Papa, my buddy's brother was Force Recon. Recon kicks butt. You've seen Heartbreak Ridge, and they do. They absolutely do. Pretty fortunate to be able to train like that every day. All the special operations from all the branches of service. They get the time, the money, and the equipment to train like they need to be trained, so they can do those special operations. So anyone can try out. They still have support guys. COM is SOC, right? Special operations capable communication. So Gun East just said it right there. Any MOS can try out because they need your MOSs in the MARSOC community. So go for it. Physically fit, mentally tough. You have to have both those things just to be a Marine. So to be a Marine Raider or in MARSOC, you got to take it up a couple notches. So I think it's, again, amazing, and go for it. All right. What's your rank in original MOS? Are you retired? Stallone, welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe. Everyone, double tap right now, please. Let's get to 100. 96 on Wednesday. We're so close. Let's get to 100. But hang out with the channel. I'll just let it drip down my face. Hang out, Stallone. I am retired. My original MOS, combat engineer. We're at JTB, backbone of the Corps. And then as a sergeant major, it's an 89-99 open MOS, similar to, and come to think of it, does the Army does the command sergeant major, can he go to all different commands, or do they promote him within from sergeant major to command sergeant major? I mean, thought about that. They have the same setup as the Marine Corps. There's a command sergeant major and a sergeant major in the Marine Corps. It's obviously sergeant major, master gunnery sergeant. Navy is the master chief or the command master chief, but is their background that same MOS that they're in? Good question. Somebody let me know if you can answer that. We'll get it out there. Hey, here's John McJunkin. Not to sound indifferent to the other services, but what separates Marines from all other branches is, in the Corps, it's what you are. Compared to the other branches, it's what you did. So, are you talking about John McJunkin? I wasn't in the Marine Corps. You're not in the Marine Corps, you're a Marine. Is that what you're getting at? What separates us from all other branches is, in the Corps, it's what you are. Compared to other branches, it's what you did. So yeah, I was a truck driver in the Army. The Marines, you say, I'm a Marine. I'm not in the Marine Corps, I am a Marine. And that is, I got to think way back, that's either we instilled in that of Marines or it just kind of happened over years. And you hear when people say, yeah, I was in the service. I was in the military. I'm going to join the military. Those are usually other services. When someone says, did you serve? I'm a Marine. I'm going to join the Marines. I was in the Marine. Thanks, John McJunkin. That's what you're getting at, right? I was on the right. You triggered it. So yes, appreciate you. David Bryant, you're moving up in the ranks. Dark blue, newbie members. Light blue, season over 30 days. David Bryant, Lake Cookie, always a Marine, right? Were you a Marine? Still a Marine, just retired. Lake Cookie, still a Marine, prior service. All right. Big Arm, dropping a thumbs up. Big Arm, good to see you, everyone. Don't forget, double tap. We got to hit 100 before we land this helicopter tonight. Get it, Papa Frock. Respect to us, Army from Kosovo. Get some, Kosovo. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to attempt to say that name. Everybody can see it in the comments. Thanks for being here. King of the battlefield, artillery. Raining rounds into the battlefield. Check. That's a king of battle thing all day long. Check. You know when you're talking to an artillery Marine, when you tell them, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Check. Good to see you, Bendy. Like and subscribe. King of battle. Love them big guns. What's the best part of being a Marine, says Heavy J. We shared that meme, right, on the community page. I joined the Marine Corps so I could talk trash the rest of my life. What is the best part of being a Marine? I want to hear everyone else's as well. The very best part, the camaraderie, first and foremost, and I know the other services have it, something different about being a Marine. And here's one particular instance that I remember that just made me smile. Like, I'm a Marine. I was at a let's say old folks concert, but it was like a jazz live concert. Whole lot of old people there. I was like the youngest guy there, if that tells you anything. Even Jared would have been a young guy there. So it was great. And I remember during the intermission, everyone was making the head call and the line to go in was long and I didn't know the place real well. And I actually went into the exit, as did another guy, older gentleman. So I held the door for him. And I noticed he had a little tiny Eagle Globe and Anchor pin on his suit. So I held the door for him and he said, thank you. And I saw the pin. And of course I said, Semper Fi Marine. And he's old, like 80 or 90. And I'm telling you, he just stood up straight. His shoulders turned back. He said, look at me. He said, Semper Fi Marine. And we just became best friends instantly. Probably a 30-year age gap. We went in, again, we both went in the exit, so we avoided the line, and we were giggling about that because we beat the whole line, and then washed our hands, went out the same way, and just talked the rest of the night. The lights came on. He's like, well, I'll meet you back out here after the concert, Marine. And it's what Marines do, man. And that's anywhere and everywhere you go. So to you young guys and all of it, you see an old retired guy with a hat, a pin, a lapel, my keychain. That's what he noticed on me was my keychain. I wasn't wearing any indicators except that my lanyard. And he had served like 70 years ago. Man, I'm telling you, he was old. He had served so long ago, did 4 years and got out. And I can tell you his whole life story because that's what Marines do. So the camaraderie, I think, first and foremost, is something that is unexplainable unless you're a Marine. You see a Marine anywhere, you're instantly best friends. But you have so much in common already. Again, as does the Army and all the other services, not to take anything away from them, but it's just that something different about being a Marine. All right, the best part of being a Marine, says John McJunkin, is being a Marine. It's rhetorical. It's a rhetorical question in a sense because you are what you love. That's why every now and then we get some trolls on here. Let it go, man. You're not a Marine anymore. That's the difference. You're a Marine for the rest of your life. Lay Cookie said it always. 100% you'd be a Marine for the rest of your life. Some just choose to not talk about it, not wear the stuff after they get out. They may have had a bad experience in the Marine Corps or some bad leadership. Still a Marine. Always a Marine. Discipline to improve myself and my family. Arrest, Sergeant Major Elijah. Arrest. Get after it. Look at Big Red 1, 1st Battalion. Nice. I like it. Discipline to improve myself and my family. That's awesome. I love that. Whatever you got to do, Big Papa, make it go away. Once a Marine, always a Marine. URAH 44. How'd you get that name? Look at that. 44. Is that your age? Or is this a number they tied to it? Big Dogs, TV, what's up, man? Men. Oh, that's for all of us. 42, you're still young. URAH 44. Awesome. And you're out now. You serve. Look at Iwo Jima, proud as heck. I'm guessing you're out, right, at that age. So are you just gonna let it go, right? When those people say let it go, man, I relate it to. Let me pick let's say a professional golfer. Is that the one I always use? Fisherman, golfer, painter, right? Craftsman, whatever your profession was that you did for a living. When you retire, do you stop doing that profession? You're a mechanic, whole life as a mechanic, one of the best mechanics in the world. You retire, are you gonna stop and let it go, man? You're not a mechanic anymore. That's your life, man. That's what you've done your entire life. That's what you love, you know, you do. You're not gonna stop being a professional fisherman. You're just not the professional part anymore. You're retired, but you're still gonna fish. That's what we're doing here. That's what all of you are doing. All right. When you say repeat in comms and you realize that you share comms with the Marine, whose job to load the rounds and fire them in less than a minute while your squad scouts Atari? That's arty. Look, that's some arty stuff right there. Artillery knows all that. We don't have Discord, do we? Jake, awesome. Good to see you, buddy. That's okay. You're late, but you're in church. That's a good reason to be late. Doesn't get you out of burpees, but good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We have Discord for Pokemon, says the producer. So, but I would love to see your videos. Hot rod, Marine until we die, and then we just go to heaven and regroup. Era. Bobby Free, I'm not sure. Sergeant Major, got some young, hard charging in the OFK. No? Ask away. buddy. Let's hear it. Let's get some questions on there. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm not a killer no more. There you go, Papa Freak. All right. I didn't read the I didn't read it the first time. What is it? No, it's not.
Big Papa Frog.
Yeah, what I say? Oh,
Freak.
Papa Freak. Big Papa Frog. See, that's why I have the producer here. Keep me on track. As an MP, we're
Yeah, see?
treated like the enemy. Other Marines wouldn't speak with us. As an MP, we're treated like the enemy. Well, so okay, that's funny. That's a good one. Good topic. David Bryant, MPs. Here's what I'll tell you about MPs. Again, as a young Marine, of course, we didn't want to see the MPs around because they're probably doing something wrong. But you would keep us in check, just like cops do. So good on you for doing what you got to do. As an older, more seasoned Marine, Papa Frog, my bad. Papa Freak. I got you. I just got schooled on it. Yes. Papa, Big Papa Frog. Putting our boys in jail. Yeah, so MPs. I still do got to believe that, you know, if a Marine's doing something wrong, obviously, obvious stuff, DUIs, fighting in the E Club, stuff that shouldn't be done, you have no reason to be mad at the MPs for fixing it, for correcting you. But you're not going to be able to tell that to a young Marine who's drunk, underage drinking, whatever the thing they're doing that they're not supposed to be doing. But again, as an older Marine later on, as a staff NCO, MPs are your friends because they're going to help keep your Marines out of trouble, or more importantly, getting killed, not in combat, on the accident side. And here's I'll share one experience with you. We were on the Mew in Okinawa, and of course we had Liberty, and I was driving on base. Let me back up. So there was a fight at one of the clubs in Kintown, and of course it bleeds back over once everyone gets back on base. Marines are going to go find the barracks where that guy was, and we're going to go kick his butt and get him back. The MPs intervened, luckily, and made sure nothing bad happened. McJunk can ask it again here in a second. So it got pretty ugly for a little while because alcohol was involved, and young Marines can't handle their alcohol. And there's a little scuffle, not a crazy fight, but enough that the MPs had to break up some fights. Next morning, I was driving to work, and the car I was borrowing, it was an island car. The seatbelt was real loose, so I had my seatbelt on, but it was hanging. You couldn't tell. MPs pulled me over, and again, bad timing because I needed to get to work. So talking to the MP, once he saw that I did have the seatbelt, it was on. It was just a little old. I had to tighten it up. And he said, "What unit are you from?" You know, part of the whole process. I said, "I'm on the 31st MU 25. And the barracks is right down there. You know, it's a friend's car. I'll get it fixed." He said, "You're 25. Your Marines were getting in fights last night. And they were causing all kinds of BS. And I had to break some fights up." And he said, "Look at my finger." And his pinky was like bent the wrong way. He said, "Your Marines broke my finger when I was breaking up that fight." And he was respectful, but obviously very angry. That could you just please remind your Marines we're trying to do our job. We're trying to keep them safe. And of course, man, it clicked in it because first I was kind of like, "Bro, really suck it up. You got a little broken finger." But when he said him, I could have shown him a little trick, help take his mind off that pain. But then it just clicked in my head. I got to talk to my Marines, man. Why would you want to put yourself in that predicament where because we're getting ready to deploy. So you imagine you get an off-duty accident or an incident where you can't deploy. That's one less trigger puller downrange. You're putting the whole unit at risk when you do something stupid and can't deploy. So again, different thoughts on the MPs now. Thank you to all the MPs for keeping the Marines out of trouble and hold them accountable when they do to keep them safe for the battlefield era. So yes, MPs, Marines have to grow and mature before they see the purpose of the MPs. Era, McJunkin, put that question back up there, please. Hog. Love Okinawa. Me too.
He leaves for boot camp in May. What should I expect on my first 24 hours? It's not covered by my recruiter.
Okay. So a Poolee leaves for boot camp in May. Was it male or female? It doesn't matter. Still the Marines, but leaving for boot camp in May. February, March, April, May. Still got 3 months. So continue to PT. Get your cardio up. Get your.
What can you expect the first 24 hours?
What can you expect?
That's not on the videos or his recruiter.
What can you expect in the first 24 hours of boot camp? That's not in the videos, and that's what the recruiters don't really talk about. And it's not they're not keeping it a secret. It's just something I think Marines kind of push past that receiving week. That's what we call receiving week. It depends on when you arrive on the island or MCRD San Diego, depending on what you have to do. Because here's what has to happen the first 3 days. Admin stuff, administration, make sure all your paperwork is correct. They do that while you're being shuffled around to medical, dental. You're getting shots. They're checking your teeth. They're checking all your administrative details while they wait for your platoon to fill up. And they have numbers pre-designated. Once you get to 80 recruits, boom, you're one platoon. You get moved and they start building another platoon until the whole company is built during that receiving week. So if you get there early, it's just going to be a lot of hurry up and wait. You get there later in the week, you're going to have to rush to get all that stuff done. And they do all that. They have a process for it until you get dropped to your platoon. So what can you expect? First 24 hours, not sleeping for the first couple of days. And that's all by design as well. You're going from one place to it takes a long time to process one recruit. So a lot of hurry up and wait. You're going to be tired, hungry, disoriented. It's all part of the culture shock to, again, strip you of all that civilian nastiness. But it does, hurry up and wait. Nothing physical you're not going to do. You're not being thrashed already in the first 24 hours. You're, of course, being yelled at in directions. You're going to inventory your stuff. You're going to get some basic issue, and it's going to be intense. So just be prepared mentally. Mentally be prepared. And at night, when you can't sleep, you're in a big open squad bay. Kids are crying and looking out the window at the airplanes taking off. If you're in San Diego, do some push-ups, right? Start getting in a habit of physical fitness right before you hit the rack.
Do kids really cry?
Yes. Do kids really cry? Let's hear some Marines. Did you hear kids crying in boot camp? Yes. At least the first week. Oh, yeah. About the first week, right? Did you ever hear anybody cry in boot camp the first week? At night when they're laying in bed, and again, San Diego, the planes are leaving. You want to be on one of them babies, and you're looking out and seeing them take off. Wish you were on that. Yes, kids cry, and I can imagine today's youth is a little softer than when Jared went to boot camp. They asked old Jyrene. Yes, they do cry. I'm sure they cry more now. That just fed me, man. I was like, really? You're crying about this? So it kind of motivated me even a little more. Might be a little twisted, but nope. Get it together. Jerry says we had a few completely flip out and try to escape. Yep, seen some run. Some Marines did cry for their mamas. Hot Rod. They're rethinking their life choices. Oh, gee, right? That was me. Man, I think I made a mistake. That's what I told my buddy. I went in the buddy program. I was like, bro, I think I made a mistake. I'm not supposed to be here. I still can't adjust to nasty civilian life. David Bryant, you and me both, brother. Tough, especially civilian type leadership, even though they're prior service Marines. It's tough. All right, Heavy J, appreciate you. Cry more? What does that mean? I remember my drill instructor crying that I was assigned to their platoon. Junkin, still got your sense of humor. It's good. I don't cry in front of anyone. All right, I'm with you, old man. Lake Cook, culture shock. No, people actually, no Poolee actually before I went in had not a clue what I was in for. Oh, so you weren't even a Poolee. You didn't know what you had in store. Had a recruit urinate on his footlocker. There's no civilian. There is no civilian leadership anymore. Lay Cook, I'm telling you, I'm starting to lose hope in these civilian leaders, the selfishness, the lack of trust and confidence in themselves, right? The yes man who do yes sir, I'll get it done without no pushback. Man, Lay Cook, don't get me started.
No, get started.
It's you heard the producer, because that's the frustrating part of leadership, especially prior service, any service. But prior service Marines, you expect them to be leaders, and they take on something. And if there's an issue with it, not to disrespect anybody, and it's not, you don't have to. Two things. You don't have to bow down and just say yes sir, I'll make it happen, and you don't need to be disrespectful, but you need to stand up for what is right. And when leaders aren't doing their job, you need to call them out tactfully. You don't need to respect the person, respect the position that he or she is in. But if he's doing a poor job, he's not leading, somebody's got to call him out and hold him accountable so he either figures it out, does his job, or moves on. Go somewhere else where you're not expected to be a leader and execute for the better of the mission. Move on. JT says, Sergeant Cece pulled a whisker straight out of my chin. It made me tear up. Are you sure? Was that me? You have proof of that? I was trying to help you out, JT. Your whiskers were a little long. That was clean shave. I was teaching me clean shave. Old man would have joined the Navy, but what? Can you read that one? I skipped it.
Which one?
He said I could have joined the Navy, but I'm tired of the hooray for me and flop everyone else. Same, David. Again, those are the people that are in um, the line of leader in name only. Right? They want to hold a position. They want the parking spot. They want the T-shirt that says I'm in charge, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to put in the effort. They're not there out of passion for trying to make everyone better, trying to make the unit better. They're just holding the position, and what they're doing is stopping production completely. That unit is just not going to get any better. They're going to be spinning their wheels until they have a leader that leads with passion and wants the organization to get better. Not for the money, not for the paycheck, not for the parking spot. They just want to hold the line so nothing crazy happens. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They're just kind of there. They need to go. All right. And it's a disservice to everyone working for them, right? Especially when those under him do want all those things, want to get 1% better every day, want to push to be the best unit in the entire universe. And that leader's just holding you down, just making sure you tread in water. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to work. You should be getting better every single day, at least 1%. All right, Jerry says, need to be careful with my references here. The youngins may not get my, I'm telling you, I was talking to some young kids. I was going to thrash the other day and just give them some good old fashioned PT. Said, "Oh yeah, we can play games. You want to play games? You can play games like Milton Bradley." They're like, they're like, who's that? Come on, Milton Bradley. Barbara Simmons. 1% is 100% over time. Love it. That's absolutely right. 1% every day is going to be 100% over time. Get better every single day. They could. Get to a point you give up on trying to lead, and all the corporate yes men, yes, these people have no vested interest in making anything better. They're holding a position, holding themselves in their unit down because they don't want to work. When you get to that position, And I think that's a mentality. I made it to the top. I'm done working. I don't have to do anything. I made it. When you get to that spot, your work just doubled, if not tripled. Now you have more responsibility, more things to do, not just coast. I made it to the top. I'm done. Nope. You have to work twice as hard. Now you, oh, man. Yes, look at Kimi Cocoa Puffs. Amen. Lay Cookie, that you nailed it. We have to stop that. We have to get those leaders that are just as hungry or just as motivated or more once they do reach those positions. Man, it's tough to watch, especially when you're affected by it. That's hard. All right. Contrary to what one would think, I was never a bad. We don't think you're a bad recruit, McJunkin. I was just a little more of an emotional challenge to my drill instructors, not physically, but patience wise. Your drill instructors had to be very patient. I do hope Jody isn't in this thread. He might get hurt. Jada, great stream. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Where we at on the likes? Have we hit 100 yet? A little, yeah, a little early. Well, let's try. Hot rod. More rank, more responsibility. More rank, more responsibility. Love it. Facts. Higher position, more responsibility. Promotion, more responsibility. You move up, especially when you're put into a position that you weren't even really trying for. All of a sudden, you find yourself in a position of leadership, more responsibility. And how about this? Where can you get that information from? Where can you get the the knowledge necessary to better lead that unit? How about from the ones you're leading? Talk to them all the way down in the Marine Corps. It's easy, all the way down to the private. When you're making decisions that's going to affect that private, ask him. This is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm changing the morning routine. Is going to be this. What do you think about that? Because that leader forgets if they have never been there, or even if they have, they forget because that's 30 years ago. Is it reasonable to wake up at 6 and PT for 2 hours and get to work by 7? It sounds as a leader, you know what you want, but it's not always possible because you forgot what it's like to be in the trenches. So that individual can tell you, sir, that sounds great, but feasibly it's not going to work because of this. So ask. Be transparent about your plans. Be transparent about if you have a mission. If not, ask them. Those 3 questions that in the corporate world, I think they do it in the military. What are we doing that we could be doing better? What are we doing that we shouldn't be doing better? I don't remember exactly what all 3 are, and I'm sure there's many versions of it. The point is you have to be willing to try to get better every single day. Here's another one. Well, next year I plan on, how about tomorrow? Can things be fixed overnight? Maybe not always, but you can sure start right now. What are you waiting for? Start now. You see a problem. Well, let's give it a couple months. No, it's already been identified. This is a huge problem. Let's fix it now. Or when they blame their boss. Does that happen? Or put the onus on the boss. Well, I already asked him, and he said no. Yeah, but it makes sense if we make this change. Do you agree with it? Well, I agree with it, but the boss doesn't. The boss won't. The boss. That's your job to convince the job, to educate the boss, to give the boss enough information to back up what you're doing. You have to believe in it. You have to have passion and fight for him. And it may come to time to a point where your job may be on the line. Yeah, it might be, but that's your job. That's your position. You're fighting for everyone underneath you. And it could be that conversation. Sir, yeah, I disagree with you. So does your entire unit. Could you please take a look at it? Again, he says no. What do? You give it a day or two and go back. Get some more information. Get some more facts. Get some more data. to prove to him that it does need to be changed. You fight for your people. You fight for them and you protect them. That was a short that I did recently. Protect your people. So this is affecting morale, welfare. Everything of your entire unit is being affected right now, and something bad is probably going to happen if it doesn't get addressed. You got to be willing to put your butt on the line for your people. That's not happening in a lot of corporate worlds. So let's get after it. Old Irene, 80 years ago, on Wednesday, the flag raising battle of another month. Battle went on for another month. Flag raising of Iwo Jima. It was Wednesday. Man, I got so caught up. We didn't talk about it like I wanted to. Old Irene, thanks for bringing it back up. 80 years ago, the flag raising on Iwo Jima. Didn't want to talk about it. A couple of facts that I learned later on in life. And I'm going to try to remember as we're talking that there was a name for that operation. Maybe somebody can look it up. It's not in the history books. It's not well talked about what that battle name was. And I'll think about it in a minute. Think of it, unless somebody looks it up and puts it on there. I don't want to hurt myself trying to think of it. But the Battle of Iwo Jima, and if you haven't been there, and it's not a tourist trip. You can't buy a ticket and go visit the island. But I did have the opportunity as a Marine to go twice. One was an anniversary, so pretty amazing. It was an anniversary, I think 65th anniversary or something. And they had Marines there, sent Marines ahead and did a not a reenactment, but they had Marines dressed in the uniform of that era. They met us on the beach and they had a little speech that this is where these Marines landed. And, ramps went down and this many were killed and wounded in the first so few minutes. And we had some Iwo Jima veterans with us too. Pretty amazing. Any Benani, Any Benani's here, everyone. And then we went to some of the bunkers, some of the caves, and then we walked all the way up Mount Suribachi to the top. They had another little ceremony at the top. But here's what I got from that, a whole bunch. But here's what I got. Salty, I see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. We were in camis and boots, but we didn't have packs, and we were in today's camis, not 1945 uniform with wool socks and just the different types of uniforms. We weren't carrying weapons. We weren't carrying ammo, water, chow. Walking up that beach, and we didn't come from the water. We walked to the beach and then walked up it. Lava, sand, that you buried up to about your shins or knees in some spot. Just walking up that beach, I was already winded. And we weren't fighting anybody. No one was shooting at us. There wasn't sniper fire coming at us. We weren't dragging our buddies and gear. Just I'm telling you, just a humbling, eye-opener experience. Just walking the 100 yards from the beachhead, from the water to the beachhead. And then luckily there was a guy there to give us a speech so we can catch our breath. And then further on to the base of Mount Suribachi with the lava dogs and man, I'm telling you, I couldn't even speak thinking about the barrage of fire that was coming at and still trying to fight. And the guy next to you it was just amazing. Got to the base of the mountain. And then even when we went up it, we took the road. It's a little switchback, right? We got to climb part way up just to get the feel of climbing up. And it's some steep elevation. You've all seen the picture of the mountain. And then to get to the top. And the top wasn't that big. I went about 100 Marines up there, and it was a hilltop. All the while, in a peacetime, no one's shooting at us, no one dying around us, perfect weather. Just amazing what those Iwo Jima veterans went through. So God bless all of them, what they did for us. And even after they raised the flag, the 6 Marines that raised the flag, all this time I thought it was 5 Marines and 1 corpsman, 1 Navy. It wasn't. Even after they raised the flag, the point was to raise the flag so all the U.S. could see that we took the mountain. But there's still skirmishes all over because not everybody knew that we had taken the mountain. Pretty interesting. Amazing. But yes, Wednesday, 80 years ago, last Wednesday was the start of the battle for Iwo Jima. Infantry Marines, when they give a kid more than the kid returns a gift of the lead. McJunkin, Poolee Visconti asks, Sergeant Major, sir, I was told at MEOS that I'm good to go for boot camp, but I have to have my adenoids removed. Oh, yeah? What part is the adenoids? The tonsils? She's pointing to right here. So at MEPS, okay, at MEPS you were good, but you have to, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. MEPS is the final stop. So if MEPS is telling you you have to have something done, then I think you gotta do it. MEPS that's where they do the full physical check. So if you don't pass MEPS, you ain't going. I don't even know anything about that. Is your tonsils? Is that the same or is that something different? And it's not like you can get a second opinion. That's MEPS. So go for it. Mount Suribachi. They got photos of you. Yeah. Okay. Great analogy, Sergeant Major. I was there in '83 for the 50th. Awesome, Carl Grant. I'm telling you. In my second time up there, I reenlisted on top of Mount Suribachi. It was again humbling, amazing. With the commandant and the sergeant major of the Marine Corps at the time, very cool. It just an experience. And there's a bad thing. Yes, you can't just take a trip to it. I don't know how they choose who does go. The Marine Corps flies there. I want to say often to help resupply. It's given back over to the Okinawans, um, the Okinawa National Defense Force. They're the ones who maintain it. They're obviously the airstrip, the small PX, a couple small barracks, but it's not a tourist spot where you can just go and spend the weekend there. So active duty, I think you'll probably have the best opportunity to find it, but to find a way over there. But if there's a way, and if they ever do open it up, man, you gotta get. That's any battle site you can get to. Still want to go to what's the fountain? Bella Woods. Uh, Adenoids are not tonsils. Thanks, Jared. I don't know what they are. Can I sing the Marine Corps hymn? Bendy, it's the Marines hymn. And yes, I can. Adenoids. I had that. Mine got swollen one time. Adenoids. Bendy, yes, again, I can sing the Marines hymn. I'm not going to on this. Not everybody would appreciate it. And then you'd all have to stand up at the position of attention. But it is the Marines hymn, and that's like a USMC. That's a Bella Woods. Yes, USMC that. Thank you. The Marines hymn. And that is a pet peeve for some of us. Attention to detail people. It's not the Marine Corps hymn. It's not the Marine Corps song. It's the Marines hymn. Big common problem that happens when people do sing the Marines hymn. It's we fight our country's battles. We fight our country's battles. Look it up. Look at the words. It is not we will fight. Not we will fight our country's battles. We fight our country's battles. Too many times people sing it as that. We will fight. It's not. Say again?
Maybe they were taught that.
I think it sounds like it should be that.
I was taught that in grade school.
The producer said she was taught that in grade school, that it was we will fight. Why would somebody teach it to you wrong? Oh, maybe they weren't Marines. Look it up. We fight our country's battles. We sing all three verses at Ton Tavern in November. Amen. Old Jyrene, yes, Marines, you better know all three verses. I'll tell you a story. I was with the Marine Corps League doing a Marine Corps birthday ball celebration. And of course, at the end, they finished it. And I'm like, wait a minute, aren't we going to sing the Marines hymn at the end? We're like, oh, yeah, of course, we'll sing the Marines hymn. So we did a little rehearsal. And after the first verse, everyone stopped. And I was the only one still singing. He's like, we're going to sing all three verses? Yes, Commandant of the Marine Corps League. We're singing all three verses, and some of them had to, of course, we printed it out for all the guests to make sure they can sing all three verses. Yes, Marines, all three verses. Hurrah. Jared says, I was too busy growing my hair out in 1983, waiting for the next Iron Maiden album to come out. Hurrah. Which one was it in 1983? Let me see. Run to the Hills. Hurrah. Love some good Iron Maiden. Hamburger Hill. It's a great movie. Yeah, movie producer Jared, you had that wallet chained to your belt loop, hanging out there, hanging out at Circle K, causing trouble. I can see you. Big boombox playing some Iron Maiden. Yep. Benny, Army Sergeant Major versus Marine Sergeant Major. Who wins? That's a trick question. Army Sergeant Major is not going to show up to that fight. Hurrah. I still have a chain on my wallet. Jared, I can see it. Now, here's the big question. Is it the leather one with the big coin something on the outside, or is it the Velcro? You got one of the Velcro wallets? Strange things are amok at a Circle K. You got to be careful at a Circle K. You never know. It was a Peace of Mind. Yes, Peace of Mind is a great, I think the best album from Iron Maiden. Favorite gun? Big Papa Frog asks, favorite gun? My left and my right. My two guns. Never gets old. Producer likes when I do that one. Tell you, I'm one of those. I'm a basic Marine. I loved the 9 mil or the 45. We started out with the pistol, moved to the 9 mil. Love them both. That's what I own today, a 45 and a 9 mil. And I was born and raised with the M16 A2, and then slowly moved into the M4. Excuse me. Love the M4. Absolutely. Bought a couple of those once I retired. So I'm not a huge gun show. Look at Kimi Cocoa Puffs knows. He knows what I'm talking about. To get the tickets. Need some band-aids too, man, for all these cuts. Yes, I got plenty of them. Glock 19. Poolie Elliman asks, I'm enlisting for 4 and may do an additional 4 as a, can you read that one from?
As an officer, but just asking why I need to go through 2 boot camps, 1 enlisted, 1 LCS.
Oh, well, good question. So he's enlisting and then plans on becoming an officer after. So 4 years enlisted. It's a great plan, by the way. Great plan. You're going to learn what it's like to be an enlisted Marine, which I think helps officers understand the enlisted side. So I think that's a great career path. I think all officers should do some enlisted time. So great path. But why should you go? Why do you have to go back to school when you become an officer? So enlisted Marines go to boot camp. Officers go to officer candidate school, OCS. Physical fitness part is probably very, very similar. I was never an instructor at OCS. We have some buddies, and if any of you've done the sergeant instructor at OCS, please chime in. We don't have Josiah Moreno here. He did that. He taught at Officers Canada School. He can tell you a little better. But the difference is the administration part of being an officer, because now you are 100% in charge. A lot more, let's see, OCS is not boot camp. Yes, for one, they have not 2 boot camps. Officer Canada School is different. The drill instructors are prior service drill instructors or prior drill instructors, but it's a different mindset. So they're teaching you how to be an officer, how to be in charge of getting thrust into being a platoon commander right off the bat of 36 Marines. So the mindset of an officer is a little bit different than an enlisted Marine. So it's highly necessary for you to go to OCS before you become an officer. All right. Good question and good path choice, I think. Look at the old Gyrene M14. Great rifle. Old school. AVJ, Sergeant Major gets tailored polo. Can't find tops of the rack that fit them guns. I'm telling you. Hey, that's why I take a Taylor with me when I go buy a polo. Just kidding. What Kimmy and Jerry talking about? Warrants don't go to OCS, but they go to TBS. Great USMC vet. We didn't talk about TBS, the basic school. So commissioned officers go to OCS and TBS. Warrant officers, because they spent so much time in the enlisted community and they're not going to be commissioned officers, they go to TBS. Again, enlisted Marines go to boot camp. Officers go to OCS and TBS. Warrant officers go to TBS, the basic school. Okay? Once again, to learn those basics, the administration side of being an officer. Enlisted Marines realize they have to do the crucible again in OCS. OCS does a crucible, good for them. A different mindset again. Big Papa Frock at Rockton M4. Love the M4. Absolutely do. And my squad leader fell and cried, and I picked up his 240. That has happened before too. I've been a 240 gunner a couple of times, and it is heavy, and all the accessories you have with that. Hopefully, you have a good aid gunner that can carry all that stuff. But the M4, absolutely love it. Again, so much that I bought a few after I got out. I love the collapsible stock. I love the shorter barrel, so you can fit into tight spaces, right? Like a Humvee for one, and then inside houses, around corners. Love the M4. I want to be a strong guy and a fighter. Will you train me, coach? You, on that, I got something on that. All the videos, and I hope nobody makes those videos right now. I don't want to deter anybody from watching them. But once you learn how to thrash yourself, how to get in shape, you know what to do. It's the discipline part of, because even now at my age, I just work. I try to maintain. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Just trying to maintain physical fitness. And it's easy when I get tired now. I kind of slow down. I'll slack off a little bit. A trainer won't allow you to do that. So yes, some of us do need a trainer, or you need to invest something into a program or an app or videos to watch. A little bit of an excuse, if you ask me. Just going to the gym, thrashing yourself is enough. You can do that on your own for free. But if you do find yourself in a little bit of a rut and you stop working when you're tired or sore, or you're on a run and you stop running because you can stop, and for some reason you think it's okay to quit, that's when you should try a buddy first. Try a battle buddy in the gym, right? A workout partner, so you can push each other, so you won't quit in front of your buddy or your friend. And if you need to, purchase that membership, pay for that trainer, just to get you in the right mindset of knowing how to thrash yourself and not stop. But I never have, and never would, and never will. I can watch guys, and that's how I learned a lot of what to do in the gym, by watching people in the gym, pretending I'm working out and saying, "Wow, man, look at that dude's got a big neck. Now, how do I?" And just kind of watch people, and even ask a question. What's a good trap workout? I haven't been able to, whatever it is. Talk to people, learn how to do it on your own, and then try not to spend any extra money on it. That's what turned me on to the gym. Way back when I first joined, I was in Okinawa the first time, and on my own for the first time. I had a paycheck, and you could drink at 18, right? I did all the bad things that Marines do as soon as you get into the fleet, until I ran out of money. And a buddy of mine in the barracks, like, what doesn't cost money? The gym. Let's go. And I was like, well, after about a month, I was like, I didn't spend my measly PFC paycheck. I still had money, and I bought some protein powder. But it saves money. It's a great use of your time, your off time. And more, I was starting to feel a little better. I started to gain a little size. Got me in the gym. It's free. All the bases, all branches of service have amazing, state-of-the-art gyms. Yeah, some are better. The Air Force is probably the best because it doesn't get used, but they're all good. Hot Rod, till next time. See you, brother. Thanks for hanging out. Benny, Marine Corps infantry gunner will make you glad that they're on your side. Marine gunners are awesome. A true gunner. That's who you call gunner. The Marine infantry warrant officers. Those are gunners. And the rest is history. Gimme, Cocoa Puffs. So why are you so small now? I'm trying, Tommy. Tomo. Well, I'm trying. I'm just trying to maintain. My young age, you just gotta maintain. Spider monkey arms. I love it. All right, let's see what Littlefield asks. I enjoy being a young Marine, but what does helping to clean our local veterans home clean has to do with being better? Service to others. What's his name again? That's what it does. Build you in the right mindset to serve others. That's an unselfish act, and that's awesome that you're doing that. Take it to heart. Not enough people do for other people. Selfishness is taking over our country, doing stuff only for themselves, thinking about themselves first. Like when I was in JROTC and a kid asked, "How can I get promoted?" Hey, you're a platoon sergeant. Why aren't you asking how you can get your platoon promoted? Why aren't you asking about somebody else before you ask about yourself? That's what's happening in corporate world right now. I pray that it's not happening in the active duty forces right now, but that's what I'm dealing with in the civilian community. They want to know how they can get promoted. How can I get more for me? Selfish. So helping cleaning the veterans, all good on you. And whoever set that up for you so you can do that. I would give anything to help some veterans.
Yeah, one of these days, pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Come back to you.
It's going to come back to you. Pay it forward. It's going to come back to you. That is amazing. Again, whoever set that up for you to do that, good on them as well. Be honored to do anything for a veteran, and when I can, I do. Right? It's continue to do that. Get in that mindset of how we can help someone else first. Unselfishness is a leadership trait, Marine Corps leadership trait. I think it's just a leadership trait in general that we're losing, right? And we're losing it in the senior people's position. Those top leaders, they want to know what's with them, what's in it for me. Who cares what's in it for you? You need to do what's in it for your organization. So good on you. Keep doing it. That's what you get out of it. Randy Hodder, what's up, brother? 3 miles, 18 minutes, 18 pull-ups, 80 sit-ups, and 2 minutes. Those were the requirements back then when Randy and Jared were in. Awesome. If you get there, now open up your mind. Now,
Randy, if he's the one that had the food truck.
Randy had the food truck. Are you the one that had the food truck, Randy? Is it Randy? Randy, you had a food truck? Jared, what would be awesome? My local range is only 500. 2506, great, but Red Cross volunteer, they even wear Army ACU canvas. Did tons of stuff with the Red Cross when I was a young Marine. Again, somebody set that up for us to do, and just getting that mindset of serving others, service to others. That's your goal. That's what Marines do. That's why we're sitting off the coast right now and all across the world. While I was on the MEU, and even not even on the MEU, sitting out in the ocean, you're waiting for a fight to break out, so you turn over there and fight that fight. But we also helped the tsunami. Used our assets and our resources to help out a country that just got devastated by a mudslide. That's the kind of things that service members do, the military does. I missed it, Jared. We're talking rifles. All right. You help yourself by helping others. Yes, food truck and a fab shop. Awesome, Randy. Get after it. One of the adult advisors from youth program here, I felt they should always put others before self. I know they love the training, the fun runs, the other stuff, but they need to think beyond. Amen, McJunkin. That's exactly it. again, today's youth is missing that, and we need to. Our generation needs to put that back on them. Service to others, 100%. Roach coach, they're called roach coaches. Jerry, you know you love a good roach coach when you're in the field. You hear that horn from about a mile away. All of a sudden, you got energy again to go get that hot coffee. Food truck getting ready for the season. Good luck, Randy. You know that's again just a sight for sore eyes when you see that food truck. Yes, we call them roach coaches. When you see that roach coach rolling up, you start thinking, who's got money? Who's got money? That's why you always 100% listen, young Marines out there, young service members, always bring cash to the field. You never know. We're in the middle of Korea somewhere in the field training, freezing our what's off, and we see ting 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 ting, her little bike coming up. This dude had a big hot box full of hot chow. So bring cash to the field 100%. It's not always on the gear list. Bring cash. You never know. Miles away, you hear that roach crows. Awesome. Gut truck. That's another one. Yes, that's another one it's called. Pogey bait mobile. Mobile. Pogey bait mobile. Mobile. That's what I was looking for. Sounds and moon pies. Cash knows no enemy. Always bring cash, even in today's society. Now that I bet they go up to a roach coach now and want to do Apple Pay with their cell phone and buy whatever they want. I absolutely refuse to stop using my old military lingo. I'm with you, Jared. I can't. And sometimes you hear people look at you funny, even when I'm talking to civilians and we're getting ready to leave. All right, well, thank you. It was great talking to you too. And it kind of surprised them. Kent had old Company Gunny. Actually, he was Company Gunny turned first sergeant, and he would end conversations with kill. And I think we were at a civilian organization doing something, and he ended the conversation with kill. And he kind of surprised the lady he was talking to. All right. Lake Cookie just built a Remember a Vet sign for a family. Nice. Remember a Vet sign. Awesome. When they picked it up, they told me they were Gold Star family. I got all choked up and had to fight a tear back. Gold Star family, those of you that don't know, is a family of a deceased service member. Awesome. You got to experience that, Lake Cookie, and build that for them. But they're very, very, very proud and appreciative. JROTC, what is your opinion on it? And did you ever join any programs? If so, what were they? Bendy asked. I didn't know anything about JROTC when I was in high school. My high schools went to two different high schools too. They didn't have it, knew nothing about it. Even in boot camp, I remember some kids saying, "Oh, it was JROTC. I was the first sergeant." Again, I didn't know. I didn't know what it meant. And some kids you can kind of see, wow, that kid can already drill. Where did he learn that? Well, JROTC. They did stand out in boot camp as a recruit, and then later as a drill instructor. Kids would tell us, "Sir, I was a JROTC." And I was like, "So shut your mouth. That means you can do more push-ups." And it did. I mean, they usually could do more push-ups. They knew how to drill. They knew lingo already. They knew some Marine Corps history, customs, courtesies. They already got it. They were a step ahead of everyone. And as a drill instructor, then I learned my next cycle. I was like, all right, raise your hand if you were JROTC. Come here, you. I'd thrash them, of course, but then I'd put them in leadership positions because they already possessed some leadership by being in a JROTC program. Doesn't matter what branch of the service. Even the Air Force JROTC kids knew a little more already. So back to your question, no, I was never a part of one, but I 100% agree with every single one of them. Now I think it should be mandatory for all teenagers to go through some sort of Young Marines, JROTC. What's the other one that no, the Civil Air Patrol. Any one of those, get involved in it. It teaches basic leadership. It teaches drill, teaches ceremonies, teaches the lingo, teaches all those things to some degree. So 100% should be mandatory across the board. That's how I feel about it. IRA. USMC vet, MI day JRTC got E3 before boot camp. And that, I didn't completely forgot about that. If you do 2 successful years of JROTC, you go to any boot camp, you get promoted to E2. So you go to boot camp already a PFC, Marine Corps boot camp. If you do 3 successful years of JROTC, you can go to all the services as an E3, except for the Marines. They don't play that. You got to earn that E3. All the other services, you're joining the Army, do 3 years of JROTC, you go to boot camp as an E3. So as soon as you graduate, boom, automatic private first class. What do they call them in the Army? E3s. Sea Scouts is another one. So great programs, 100% agree on all of them, and I think it should be, definitely should be mandatory to make it hard. We have to get a whole lot more programs. There's a lot of kids in the world, so it would take a lot to do, but I think it definitely should be mandatory. All right. Here's one about how long were you in the Marine Corps before you got out of the barracks? Great question, because some Marines just want to get out of the barracks so bad, they get married. You heard the producer said, sucker. That's not a reason to get married. Let me tell you now, it's not a reason to get married. There's even contract marriages where they say, let's just get married so we can get out of the barracks and we get paid. That's trouble waiting to happen. So barracks life is not bad. It's a way of life. 3 hots and a cot. You have a place to live. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Yes, do you deal with some of the weekend barracks stuff? Do you get a little bored? You don't need a vehicle until you're, say, corporal or sergeant, depending on where you're stationed. Embrace the barracks. Save tons of money. You can save money if you're in the barracks. And then get off base when it's time. When it's just could hold you back from stuff. You get off campus. Now you got to get off base. Now you got to provide transportation. Now you have to have a car. You don't need a car if you're in the barracks. You have to have transportation to get to and from work. You get paid a little more, BH Vet is talking about. Yes, you get a little more money, but it's absolutely probably the worst decision you can make is to get a contract marriage, or even a lot of times like 4 Marines will get together and we'll just rent an apartment out in town. First Sergeant doesn't need to know. We can live off base. Dumb. Big mistake. No rush to get off base. So to answer the question, when you get married, and you can even live on base, which I highly recommend as a newly married couple. Live on base, right? Take advantage of everything offered on base. All the eating facilities, gyms, fields, everything is provided for you on base. Get a little older, figure out the system, move off base, purchase a house, buy a house, don't rent off base. Topic for another live, definitely, it's a good opportunity, but stay in the barracks, embrace the barracks, take advantage of it. All right, Laker said, remember you guys poker nights at the house, Kimi Cocoa Puffs. So again, it is, there are benefits to living off base as well, 100%, not knocking that at all. Just don't be in a rush to get off base. Take advantage of it. It's huge. And even when you are married and you do live on base and have kids, security. You know, there's no riffraff hanging out on base. So it's definitely a security thing. And if you're a Marine that's going to be deployed a lot, you want to leave your family in a secure place like on base. All right. All right. Benny's, I'm in JROTC today, and I'm an LE1, and I'm in JROTC Raider. Awesome. And on the Rifle Marksmanship team. Also consider joining the Color Guard if JROTC Raider doesn't go to San Antonio competition. Do all of it. Bendy, do it, and anyone, any high schoolers in here, be a part of every single program JROTC offers. All it's going to make you do, all it's going to do for you is make you better. 1% better every day. Well, I'm not very good at drill. That's why you join the Color Guard or the drill team, so you can get better at drill. Rifle team, not enough kids do the rifle team. That teaches you the basic, the discipline it takes to be a good marksman. Do it for a year. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do, but it will do nothing but make you a better marksman later. Raiders, physical fitness. Depending on what geographic location you're in, you can learn tons of stuff about just basic survival, right? Physical fitness, living in the field, learning how to make a rope bridge and crossing a running creek when all you have is one rope. Huge benefit to joining all those programs. Randall Knapp, good to see you, brother. How's things? All right, glad you made it.
Okay, there's a question from John Duncan. Poolee Bars asks, Sergeant Major, I was told we'll be given leave time to go home after boot camp, but has anyone had the leave canceled?
All right, great question from another one of McJunkins, motivators. They were told that you get leave after boot camp. Has anyone ever been denied that leave? Is that the question? So yes, you get mandatory 10 days of leave after boot camp. 10 days, mandatory. And here's why. Going from Marine Corps boot camp, and then you're going to go to MCT, Marine Combat Training, you need that transition time. You need a little decompression time. Decompression? You need to decompress a little bit. You need to shake it off. Boot camp is 3 months, 3 intense months of training. So that leave period is necessary. I've never seen anyone get denied. You're not going to get denied that leave time, but I have seen Marines, newly graduated Marines, that didn't want to go home. They want to go from boot camp to training. Some don't have a great home life. Some have nowhere to go to, but you need that 10 days transition to start. Now you're a Marine, no longer a recruit, and it's a good transition period for you to get ready for follow-on training. MCT, you're still a boot, and you're going to get kind of thrashed a little bit, but the training gets better and better and better. More responsibility, more leadership gets involved. So you got to take the 10 days off. So figure it out as soon as you graduate boot camp. Take the 10 days leave. I don't see a reason why anyone would ever get denied that. It's necessary, 100%. Christian, my MOS better start with an O and a 3. How about an 8? 89.99. Spent the better half of my career with the O3 community. All right, yes, of course I love grunts. But don't forget, grunts can't do anything without the pogues, right? Who's going to feed you? Who's going to bring you ammo? Who's going to take you to the fight?
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And what are you going to do about it if it don't? I love the pogue. I love that. You just a pogue. I mean, that's an inner service rivalry that will never die, and I love it. It used to be called Remington Raiders because the typewriters that they used were Remingtons. And again, who's going to pay you? How are you going to get paid? How are you going to get leave? How are you going to get all the things that you need as an infantryman without the pogues? So here's all the pogues.
Did you answer the leave question?
Hmm?
Did you answer the leave question?
Yes, I think I answered the leave question. Yes, you get 10 days leave after boot camp. I've never seen it denied. I don't know why it ever would, unless we were in some kind of crisis where they needed you 10 days early. I don't see that ever happening. All right, 21 days if you volunteer for recruiter assistance. Great point, USMC vet. You're on it tonight too. Yes, you can get recruiter assistance after boot camp. And not just volunteer, your recruiting station has to want you and need you and rate you. So if there's already, your recruiting station already has 4 Marines on recruiter assistance, RA, they call it, you may not be able to go. Maybe they can farm you out to someone else. But yes, you can request it and you have to get accepted to it. And I highly recommend that as well. Recruiter assistance. So you graduate boot camp, you're a Marine, hopefully a PFC. You go to the recruiting station and work for your recruiter. Said 21 days. It used to be 30. I did it for 30 days. And it just, you help the recruiter find the next jarhead. It's pretty fun. I enjoyed it, and you get to spend more time at home. So 30 days, I would show up every day to the recruiting office, make some cold calls. Right, just call, hi, I'm PFC CC. Do you want to be a Marine? So it kind of taught me a little bit how to communicate with people, built some more confidence. We go to the malls, walk around in our dress blues. I'm a Marine. You want to learn how to be a Marine? Going to high schools, hang out at lunchtime. Yeah, some people make fun of you. Some people like, so what do you guys do really? It was interesting. I enjoyed it a lot as a recruiter assistant. And what I didn't realize at the time until maybe a little years after, so by the time I got to my MOS school, remember this is before MCT, so I went right from recruiter assistants to basic engineer course, courthouse babe era. I was already one of the senior PFCs because I had more time in service because I didn't go straight from boot camp. I had 30 days on everybody. So I had 30 days time and grade, longer than your average Marine. So that helped later on in life too. So if you can get on recruiter assistance, request it. 100% positive experience, and you're helping the recruiters. Era. Doc is back. Era. Simplified Doc. Killing it. You know, we're on a roll right now. David says, Dave Bryant, I used to have land in Holbrook, Arizona. Sherry was too high? All right. I heard they're changing Army basics back to names, back to the original name. Hog, I heard that too. All those weird name-based changes. New administration is changing them back to the originals. Historic. Those Army bases were named after historic people. I never understood why they would change them. So I'm glad to hear that they're changing them back. They're named after right some historic soldiers. Crazy when they start changing them. I'm glad they're changing them back. JROTC Raiders made me like running and made me work harder. Yeah, I'm telling you, join the Raiders, join JROTC, and join all the programs that you can. Not really back to their original names. Adam East, what's up, Guns? What are they changing them back to? Doc Holiday, Semper Fi, my friend. You're awesome. Doc, love you, brother. Appreciate you. Awesome. I'm glad I can see him on here too. When I was learning, it would start green. I didn't catch all that Shambo. Same last name, but different person. Is that what it is? Adam East? Elaborate. So you made an example of one of the bases. Um, didn't they just change one? I can't think of all the Army bases right now. Right? Like USMC Vet, Doc. Thank you so much, Doc. Uh, Lots of range room, Jared. God bless all. Doc, look at Doc's the man. Awesome. We have range options. 600 seconds, Kimi. What are you talking about? Oh, Fort Bragg. All right, yeah. So Fort Bragg was one. Then they changed that to something odd. So they changed them to a different name. But Fort Bragg again, that's historic. They changed it to something else. Adam East, I'm gonna keep following you. Congress passed a law in the 1900s giving Confederate veterans USA veteran status. All good reason. What is 2,000 acres? Fort Pickett became Fort Barefoot. Bragg to Liberty. Back to Bragg. Okay, things like that. Again, why did they change it from Fort Bragg? Those were, again, some of the changes were just really confusing to me because Fort Bragg, did it have some negative connotation to it at somewhere? Or again, I didn't understand any of those. Why would you change a historic thing like the Washington Redskins? We want to get on that in the NFL, but you know when it was made, then they just changed it. Yeah, they just changed it back to Fort Bragg. Abby J, you're the man. What does gray belt mean? Doc Holliday. Here we go. There's some good stuff. What does gray belt mean? So the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, or AKA McMAP. 5 belts, right? Where's USMC Cece? She's a black belt instructor now. 5 belts: tan, gray, green, brown, black. It's the Marine Corps' version of martial arts. In boot camp, every Marine to graduate, you got to be a tan belt. And that's, of course, the basics of martial arts. Offense and defense and the moral high ground really is the kind of the best part about it in the beginning, learning core values of martial arts. They study historic people, the scenarios. It's a huge part of McMap training. 100% agree with it. And then just those are the orders of the belt. So gray belt is second from the bottom. Tan, gray, green, brown, black. And the green, brown, and black, can become a trainer. So green belt trainer, brown belt trainer, black belt trainer. Obviously, that's the highest. And it goes to, I don't know how many you can be a red tab. The red tabbers is the black belt instructor. 3 tabs? I don't know how many tabs you can get. Right, black belt, red tab. How many red tabs can you get? I'm not sure what it goes to, but just being a black belt is pretty damn impressive. That stuff. And to be a black belt instructor, you know what I mean? That's when it becomes second nature to you. You do things just out of habit. You wrap somebody up, boom, instantly. And it's not always offensive, it's defensive. So nobody gets hurt. That's the beauty of it also. In combat, of course, we want to hurt somebody. But just learning those procedures, those techniques, pretty amazing. SFMF has a triple black belt in troll judo. Yes, we do. We get them trolls right away. Boom, boom, boom. Get it. Kimi Kimi Cocoa Puffs. I saw the trolls on there again. Feel sorry for them. We'll pray for them. You get your life together instead of trolling. I saw them. Yes, and the hammers. We were. All of our trolls. I mean, all of our hammers just got. You just moved up to a green belt. Say again.
Ray just did 10 memberships.
Ray, come on, Ray. Ray from Queens, 10 memberships. Appreciate you, brother. We're going to see some more green. Everyone's name green. Thank you, Ray. God bless you, brother. I didn't see that. Doesn't show up when they do that on the comments. Or maybe it did. Sometimes I get a little distracted. I didn't see it, Ray. Thank you very much. Gunny says Fort Bragg was the first named after Braxton Bragg, a Confederate general in the American Civil War. The base was named in his honor in 1918. And again, that's why because it was the Civil War, Confederate, they found something negative about it. I'm so glad that they changed it back, my personal opinion. Jared, I'm with you, brother. I know I shouldn't get annoyed at the trolls, but it's irritating, right? And you just want them to get a life. They need to find peace somewhere, and being a God-fearing man, I'll pray for them as well. We want them to get better. Are you a recruiter? Not Jay Slice. I was never a recruiter. Wanted to be just to get the experience. I highly respect our recruiters because, especially today, dealing with the youth of today with the electronic addiction that they have, I got to give it to the recruiters. But no, I'm not, and I wasn't. Hell, even old Jyrene found the green. Yes. If you didn't notice by now, thanks, old Jyrene, for reminding me. You are green. Remember, we worked so long to try and get old Jyrene green. He is green. Glad to see it. Woot woot. Adam East, by Hegseth, the installation will be again called Bragg, but this time in honor of Army PFC Ronald L. Bragg. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. And how's Hegseth doing, everyone? What do y'all think about Hegseth? Jay Slice, would you recommend military for young men? Jay Slice, I think it should be mandatory for young men. So, yes, I highly recommend it. Builds character, among other things, discipline, responsibility, service to others. That's what it builds. So, yes, I would highly recommend it for all young men and women, 100%. Jared, I'm fine with honoring any brag. I trained on brag several times. I'm with you, Jared. Amen. Same, but different. Yeah. USMC vet, have the trolls drink from Bad Dag River. I'm telling you, it's just, they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. Joseph, do you do a lot of push-ups? Yes, one-handed, two-handed, sometimes no-handed push-ups. Yeah. PT every day. I think there's a song about that. You got to PT every day. Or drink from the grog. Ugh. Yes. From the producer, that's an order. Double tap, everyone, double tap. We need to get to 100. Where we at, Heavy J? How much time we got? We got to get it. We got to get it. I just graduated from college. I might do it. Jay Slice, do it. Just graduated from college. Congratulations, by the way. So you definitely have commitment. Now you just the sense of service for your country. That's the only thing you're missing right now. So 100% highly recommend it. You graduated college, so you can become an officer. I recommend enlist and then go from enlisted to officer. Either way, go for it. 100%. Continue to serve. A SecDef who runs with service members, unbelievable. USMC vet, you know what I mean? Awesome. The Secretary of Defense who goes, where did he go? That was like in a cold somewhere, ran PT with service members. Gets no better than that. Thanks, Heavy J. All right. Jay, do it, brother. Service is what we called it when I served. Mark Hankins, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a little while. Everything good? I always say, who's getting the next band hammer? You look like an officer who's arrested me before. I didn't, Scott, but if I was an officer and you were doing something bad, I would arrest you. So stop doing bad things. Stop breaking the law, man. Thoughts on cartel being finally titled.
Your question, Kimi, come on.
What was her question? Kimi had a question.
Thoughts on cartels finally being titled terrorists. That's a legit.
Oh, she banned them. Thoughts on cartel finally being titled terrorists. I think that's a definite way to handle them. We got the amount of fentanyl and drugs and the bad stuff that the cartel does to America. I think that's 100%. If that's what it takes to change the name of them, to categorize them, whatever it takes, so we can stop that craziness that's coming into America. Yes, did she ban him? Best Sunday, Sergeant Major. That is a legit question. Sorry, Enoch. Come back. How long does that last? Can he come right back?
Timed him out for 86 seconds.
Aye.
Let's remove it next time.
So, has there been any updates on the progress of Ton Tavern? Ton Tavern. I haven't heard anything about anything new in the news. I haven't heard anything. Is it still on track? Does anyone know? Gunny East, you're the active duty one here. Anything on the active duty side? Is it still going to happen? Ton Tavern, 250th birthday. Michael Scott says, hey, it's Michael Scott. How's the office? Pinno's made right here on our side of the board. Obviously, yeah, it's both. But what the cartel has been doing to America, it's got to stop. What do you think about Sweden? I like Sweden. Sweden, I don't know enough about Sweden.
I like IKEA.
The producer likes IKEA. Like, we do have a bed from IKEA. Is the most comfortable bed I've ever owned in my entire life. So yes, love it. Yeah, see, Jared, finally, glad you realize it. I believe that the WO's warrant officers get more respect than regular officers as far as the enlisted are concerned. It's a good point, David. Academy's guns, better. I'm with you. Got a Ton Tavern challenge coin. Old Jarene's ready. So, do warrant officers get more respect than commissioned officers from the enlisted? I think so as well. And maybe, in our opinion, sure. And it's why is that? Because for a fact warrant officers have been to boot camp and they've experienced enlisted life, right? So you got to believe that warrant officers would treat enlisted differently. Not saying there's not awesome commissioned officers, because there definitely is, but I believe you. I think that makes sense. An enlisted Marine probably looks at a warrant officer different once they figure out what a warrant officer is. That they might look at a warrant officer differently than they do a commissioned officer. I concur with that. McJunkin has a young Marine. Barris says, when my parents died, I made my fellow cadets and young Marines my family. But when I enlist, I'll have the best family of all. Amen. Sorry to hear about your parents, but 100%, you'll have family for life, right? And the Marines will never die. So yes, amen. That's a great way to put it. For life, wherever you go. I told you that 80, 90-year-old gentleman I ran into, we were instant family because of our background. Spilled the same blood and the same mud, whether it's MCRD boot camp or Camp Pendleton or overseas. It doesn't matter. You have family for life. Yes. Bendy says, JROTC would ask our Lieutenant Colonel, what is your rank? And he would just smile and say, you better start running for the hills. Did you ever have a funny moment with your instructors at JROTC? I guess, yes, generally. Jared, carried my Glock 21 in 45. My truck gun is a CS Scorpion 9mm 32 round mag, 6 32 round mags. Always ready. You are ready 100%. Ton Tavern, slated to be done late October 25th. Randy, thanks, brother. October 25th, it's slated to be done. The new Ton Tavern. So it gives them a couple of weeks to get ready for the ball. From October 25th to November 10th. Obviously, they're going to do all that preparation while they're still waiting for the construction, but slated. I love it. Good to hear. USMC vet. My buddy went enlisted, then warrant, and retired a rare LDO limited duty officer 03. Another great path to take. We've had some friends do that as well. Enlisted to warrant officer to commissioned officer, but LDO, limited duty officer. That means they can't go above the rank of lieutenant colonel and they stay in their primary MOS. But they can retire as a lieutenant colonel. Again, a great path with a great life career that those Marines do have that do that. Who was a warrant officer? The warrant that ran construction shop when we were in 3rd CEB. He was bad, you know what. We had Gunner Smedley, Gunner Price. You're talking about Chief Warrant Officer Price. Yes, he was a bad little dude, but full of fire. He was good. He's the one that he was a country boy, had an accent. Gunner Price. So you measure twice, cut once, because we cut, and again, not the best engineer. That dude was amazing as an engineer, chief warrant officer, construction shop, OIC. Salty says, as of January 30th of this year, the ton is still on schedule. All right. If you haven't already, we got to start making plans. Jared, I'm not the one that just disappeared. Old Jerry, nice. I'm usually with a 1911. I got to get a 1911. There are nothing but great things about them. No trunk gun, company vehicle. I might have a truck gun, and that's this one is 9mm. Yeah, I got a 9mm. 45s at home. Love the 1911s. Jared, everyone does. Everyone says they do. Heavy J, on it. Who wants to drive with me? Where are you coming from? Gunny East. Jared, I have to teach you how to shoot. Yes, Dave Bryan, teach Jared how to shoot. I always have a truck gun when I go to Tucson. Anyway, you got to be ready. Don't be caught without one, right? Be prepared. USMC E5 in 8 years in warrant officer and 16 years E7 gunny for chief warrant officer. Again, that passed. So E5 sergeant, 8 years in for warrant officer. Those are the requirements to get it. Old Jareen, 8 in the mag, 1 in the pipe. Again, don't be caught without it. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Cadet Barris Foster's parents have said he's a great young man who was squared away. He's been a valuable classmate, and no doubt he can make honor recruit. No quit in this young man. And yes, every recruit should be going for honor grad, 100%. You got to be above the rest. Going in being mentally tough and physically fit will definitely help. Anything you can get out of the JROTC and Young Marines, all those programs, we're just going to make you that much better. Do it, Jared? Yes, no? Okay. OG, stay strapped or get clapped. I'm telling you, that's facts. You just have to, again, better have it, not need it, than to need it and not have it. I slipped out for a quick dinner. Carl, we're getting ready to land this helicopter, brother. Good to see you. Glad you're back. Stock Glock 19. Stock too. I don't have a whole bunch of extra stuff. I'm not the gear, you know what, that all over my weapons. But my 9mm, I did get the red dot sight on a pistol. Never thought I'd need any kind of sight on a pistol, but I got the red dot. When I mean, it's so much quicker to get on target. Quick to get on target. That red dot really does help. Big fan of it now. And it's not that expensive, just it's in addition to it. Love it. Yeah, awesome. Look at Doc. Old Jareen is green. Yes, Doc. I'm telling you, a lot of green on here. We need Jared to get one. It's going to happen. I like my irons. All right, Manaka, I like my iron sights too. Maybe I'll get a red dot. I love the iron sights too. Huge fan of the iron sights, even on rifles. Iron sights are death. I love the iron sights too, but those scopes help. And that red dot, I'm telling you, it's amazing. I fought it and practiced with one. I was like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's a pistol. How far away are you going to be shooting, right, with a pistol? Do you really need a red dot? It's not about that at all. It's how it gets you on target instantly. As soon as you bring it up, bam, you can pull it. So love the red dot. If you haven't tried it, again, it's a sight for pistols. Huge fan. Huge fan. I think it's great. I thought it was being a little lazy, you're not taking the time to aim in, lining up the sights. Has nothing to do with that, especially if you're in a situation. Love it. Love the red dot. Springfield XDM daily carry. Beretta FS92 sitting on top of the computer in the shop. Lay cookies ready. I know you are. Awesome. Springfields are very nice. Red dot faster target acquisition. I'm telling you, I fought it for a long time. Love it. I think it's money. 2 minutes to midnight. All right, depends on where you are. Some Poolees, cadets, and young Marines have asked what it takes to make honor grad in boot camp. However, Gunny told them not to ask losers. So, what does it take to be? And the producer's been on me about making a video on how to become the guide in boot camp. It's a legitimate question, and you should know it's not easy. You're in a platoon of anywhere between 60 and 120 recruits. How do you come out number one? Same stuff we talk about all the time on here. Be mentally tough and physically fit going into boot camp. The more you know before you go, type of thing. So Marine Corps knowledge, and some have an advantage. JROTC, Young Marines, Sea Cadets, all those programs help you get that much better prior to you even going. And then once you get there, you have to be 100% for 3 months from day one. So you got to figure it out quick. You got to start taking charge, start showing some leadership, especially if you've done one of those programs, know how to drill before you go, know the lingo already. Drill instructors recognize that right away. That's how you get into that position. Once you get in that position, start out with as a squad leader. They have to get 5 right off the bat. Squad leaders and a guide. Okay, don't volunteer for house mouse or whiskey locker or knowledge recruit. Those usually get in those jobs and stick with them. So in boot camp, become a guide or squad leaders instantly, and they'll pick you by your leadership, your everyday actions. That's how you get in that position. And then once you get it, you can't have a bad day. You can't slack off one day. You can't be too tired to, I was going to say shine your boots, but we don't shine boots anymore. So if you're doing 20 pull-ups when you get there, you need to be doing 25 the first week. Everything and anything you do has got to be the very best in the entire platoon. And then you're going to compete against other platoons to be the series honor man and then the company honor man. Somebody's got to get it, honor graduate, because male or female. So that's what you need to do. That's how you become guide in boot camp. You got to be better than everyone else. Do what you got to do prior to going. And it's possible. And again, somebody's got to get it. So be that recruit that pushes him or herself to the limit every single day. Boom. That's how you become guide. So yes, it's open for everybody. All right, Jonathan, Skeen, like or subscribe. Don't forget, members, all you green ones on there, hurrah for being green. Members, check the membership community post, the membership post tonight, deadline tonight to enter to win. Oh, it's a free sticker. Free sticker. Stickers. Oh, look at her getting a little generous over there. Stickers. Check the membership post tonight by midnight tonight, 23:59 Central Time. Members, check out the post. Click the link. All right. Appreciate you all. It is Sunday. God bless you all. Spend time with Jesus today before the day's end. Every day, of course. Say your prayers. Appreciate you. Another great live. Appreciate you all being here, what you do for our community, the service you provide. We're serving others with this channel. Can't ask for a better community. Love all of you. Stay motivated. Semper